There's a moment most people remember when they first think about investing. It usually doesn't come from school, and it rarely comes from a financial expert. It comes when you look at your bank account and realize something feels off. You worked, you saved, but the number barely moved in a meaningful way. And then someone says a simple sentence: your money is actually losing value every year. At first, that doesn't even make sense. How can money lose value when it's just sitting there? But that one idea starts to sit in your mind, and slowly you start noticing things. Prices at the grocery store feel different. Rent feels heavier than it used to. Even small things don't feel small anymore. And that's usually where the real question begins. Not, how do I get rich? But something much simpler. What am I supposed to do with my money so it doesn't just disappear over time? And this is where this story really starts. Because what I'm about to walk you through is not theory. It's the exact way I would think if I had to start investing from zero again in 2026. But there's one part most beginners never realize at the start, and it changes everything later. If you like real, simple financial stories like this, subscribe. There's more coming, and they're all built the same way. No complexity, just clear thinking about money. Now, let's continue. Imagine this. You're sitting with a bit of extra cash, not life-changing money, just something you managed to save, maybe from a job, maybe from consistency, maybe just from not spending everything you earn. And now, you're thinking about what to do with it. You open your phone, you search things like how to invest, and suddenly you're hit with terms like ETFs, index funds, market orders, limit orders. It feels like another language. And that's where most people stop. Not because they can't learn it, but because it feels like they're already behind. But here's the truth most people don't say clearly. Investing isn't complicated at the start. It only looks complicated when nobody explains it simply. So let's slow it down. Because if I were starting from zero in 2026, I wouldn't try to learn everything. I would only focus on understanding three things first: why money loses value, how money grows, and what actually makes growth stable over time. But what I wouldn't realize yet is that the biggest mistake beginners make has nothing to do with knowledge. It has to do with timing, and that becomes important later. Let's start with something most people notice, but don't fully understand. Money sitting in a normal bank account doesn't really grow. It just exists there. And while it feels safe, it slowly loses power. Not because the number goes down, but because prices around it go up. A few years ago, things used to cost less: food, transport, basic living. Now, the same money buys less. And it doesn't happen in a dramatic way. It happens quietly. That's what makes it dangerous, because you don't feel it day by day. You only notice it after years. And by then, the gap is already there. So the first real idea in investing is simple. Your money has to grow faster than the world around it. Otherwise, you're moving backwards without noticing. Now, here's where people usually get stuck. They think the answer is to find something risky that grows fast. But that's where things start going wrong. Because the goal is not speed. The goal is consistency over time. And that changes the entire direction. But there's still a question left unanswered. If money needs to grow, where does that growth actually come from? And that's where investing enters. Not as a trick, not as a gamble, but as a system that connects you to real companies doing real work. And that leads to something most beginners don't expect, because once you understand this part, the fear around investing starts to change. But there's another layer people don't see yet, and it's bigger than inflation. Why investing actually works. Let's say you invest a small amount of money,
Not something huge, just something simple. And over time, that money starts to grow. Not every day, not perfectly, but gradually. Now here's the part that feels almost too simple. When that money grows, it doesn't just grow once. It grows on top of itself. So the gains start generating their own gains. And this is where most people stop and say, okay, but how much does that actually matter? At first, not much. A small amount of money doesn't change your life, but time changes everything. Because when growth repeats over years, it stops being small. And this is where investing becomes less about money and more about time. A small amount invested consistently can eventually become something much larger, not because of magic, but because of repetition. And that leads to a strange realization. Most people don't lose money because they invest wrong. They lose money because they don't stay in long enough. But even knowing that, there's still hesitation, because now a new question appears. What should I actually invest in? And this is where things usually get confusing again.
What you actually invest in. There are many things people can invest in. Real estate, gold, individual companies, even collectibles. But when you remove emotion from the decision and just look at simplicity, one category keeps showing up again and again. A group of companies packaged together. Instead of trying to pick winners, you invest in the entire system. That way, you're not betting on one outcome, you're betting on overall progress. And this is where index investing comes in. It's basically a way to invest in a large group of companies at once. So instead of asking which company will win, you're asking, will the economy grow over time? And historically, that answer has been yes. Not every year, not smoothly, but over long periods, the direction has been upward. And that's the key idea. Long-term direction matters more than short-term movement. But there's still something that scares beginners here. Because even if the system works, people still ask, when should I enter? And this is where most decisions go emotionally wrong.
The trap of timing. This is where people usually freeze. They wait. They watch the market. They read opinions. They try to pick the right moment. And that's when they unintentionally step out of the system. Because the truth is uncomfortable. There is never a perfect time. The market moves while people are waiting for certainty. And by the time certainty appears, the opportunity has already changed. Some of the biggest missed gains in investing don't come from bad choices. They come from delay, waiting for a better moment that never really arrives. And that's the turning point most beginners don't see early enough. Investing isn't about perfect timing. It's about staying consistent while time does the work. But even then, there's still another layer, because even people who understand this idea still struggle with one thing: how to actually behave once they start. And that's where the real explanation begins. How it really works in practice. Once you decide to invest, the process itself is not complicated. You open an account designed for investing, not a savings account, something built for buying and holding assets. Then you choose what you want to invest in. And for most beginners, the simplest option is something that tracks the overall market, not individual companies, not speculation, just broad exposure. Then comes the part that actually matters more than the platform: consistency. You don't invest once and disappear. You invest repeatedly, over time. Sometimes when prices feel high, sometimes when they feel low, but you keep going, regardless of emotion. Because emotion is the part that usually breaks consistency. And this is where a simple strategy helps. Instead of trying to decide the perfect moment, you invest small amounts at regular intervals. Not because it's the most profitable every single time, but because it removes hesitation. It turns investing into a habit instead of a decision, and habits are what survive long enough to matter. But even with all of this understood, there's still one final realization most people only reach later, and it changes how they see everything.
What it was really about, after all the explanations, after all the numbers, after all the strategies, the truth is surprisingly simple. Investing was never just about money. It was about time and behavior and patience under uncertainty. Because what actually builds wealth is not a single decision. It's a series of small decisions, repeated for years. Most people think wealth comes from one big move, but in reality, it comes from staying in the system long enough for growth to matter. And that's why starting early matters more than starting perfectly. Not because early investors are smarter, but because they gave time more room to work. And once you see it like that, the entire idea of investing stops feeling complicated. It becomes something else entirely, something quieter, something slower, something much more human than it first appears. In the end, it was never just about money. It was about decisions made quietly over time, and whether you stayed consistent long enough for those decisions to compound into something meaningful. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more real financial journeys, and I'll see you in the next one.